Hi, everyone. We're here at Studio 360 at F5 App World 2024 in San Jose, California, F5's premier application security and delivery conference. I'm joined by Buu Lam from F5 DevCentral team. So, Buu, a lot of the partner community and customer community know you in your current role at DevCentral. Tell us a little bit about your history at F5.
Yeah, awesome. So, Lisa, I joined in 2011. It was a great year for F5 because we
I joined too in 2011.
Amazing. We went on this hiring spree of hiring top talent, I think. So they grabbed you, and then they settled for me afterwards. And so I joined in 2011. I previously used to work at a partner for 5.5 years, so I understand the partner side of things. I was actually working at an end user, I guess, before that as well, and then moved on to F5, solutions engineer or sales engineer, what we called it back then, for 10 years, and then switched over to the DevCentral team after a 10-year run as a sales team.
Well, Buu, over the years, and because we started at the same time, I've always counted on you to help make information easy for me to understand. And I've certainly over the years called you with the silly question as well, but you've always been so helpful for me and our partners in understanding what opportunities are, what we're doing with our technology, and how they can make that easy to understand for their customers. So we have a lot going on. We've announced information about Big IP Next. I know Hitesh, another fan favorite, was on the stage today talking about Big IP Next. Can you give us an overview of what Big IP Next is, high level?
Yeah. You know, a lot of people throw around the term next generation when they release something new for F5 that we could really say it is next generation. Like, this is a rethinking and re-architecture of what people are traditionally familiar with Big IP TMOS, but actually adapting it to more modern architecture and being able to do things like ridiculously easy upgrades, things that would be 60-some clicks, I think, and turning that into 3 clicks and no downtime now.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of other things like that. So being able to have this modular platform to be able to plug things here and there based on needs, and also having that ability to separate the data plane and control plane, and being able to do things to the data plane without affecting the control plane.
That's actually pretty exciting. I was sitting in the keynote this morning and I heard a customer, Kara asked a customer, what used to keep you up at night? And he said, Big IP upgrades, and that he was really excited about Next for how that was going to be able to make his life ridiculously easy. So we're pretty excited about this. Talk about what you think that partner opportunity is in this transition to Big IP Next.
Yeah. It's an interesting spot for partners, I think, because the customers are really going to need some assistance here. As much as we want to say that, hey, you could just slap it in and be able to move everything over, most of our customers are going to be operations type folks. So they're not necessarily used to these forklifts. Some of them might be, but for that forklift scenario, that's where partners come in anyways. Like, partners are constantly doing those replacements of those other types of ADCs out there that don't work very well, and maybe they're also being able to migrate from platform to platform as people need to move on from maybe a smaller platform to a bigger platform. So they're very much used to that kind of stuff. For partners now moving into Big IP Next, a number of them are already trained on it. I know your team has actually gone around and done that personally.
Done a lot. Yeah.
So there's literally, I think, 1,000 engineers who are trained on that stuff. So great job by Paul Zeppin, I believe, that did that.
Yeah.
Awesome job. So now we got all these people ready to go. Customers who just want to have an easy button to be able to say, I just need this to go here instead. I think I'm okay with it. You guys have given me lots of guidance around that, but I just want to have some assurance around that. That's where partners come in. They can guarantee it because they've gone through the training, they've tested it out themselves in the lab, and they can execute it quite easily for partners.
That's excellent.
Customers.
So how are you seeing our customers and partners handle this transition from our previous hardware platforms like Born and iSeries into R series and VELOS? What's that look like, and how can partners help customers make the determination on what applications need what F5 platform?
That's another great one where we have really worked with our partners to help them understand the entire landscape of application estates what exists in an environment. They already understand all of the infrastructure in the environment. As a partner, most of them are key partners or key partners with that customer, so they understand everything else that's going on inside of there, and they understand all of the F5 landscape as well. Now that's different from a few years ago when we just had big IP, born iSeries platforms. Now we have multiple ways to actually consume F5 services depending on the application architecture, big IP, classic, Next, Nginx, distributed cloud. Now with the opportunity to say, okay, you have your iSeries, you have your born platform, we want to step away or move on from that. Let's take a step back. Let's talk about all of this stuff that we know now. We know what you have in your environment as far as infrastructure, as far as apps, and we know what we have with F5. Let's take a second to listen. Maybe we are going to figure out if moving on from that platform, if we know that you're headed towards modern apps, or we're headed towards cloud, let's right-size what you're doing here, get you the right pieces. Maybe some of these pieces need to be in different locations as well. Let's be strategic about this with the overall vision of possibly having things controlled by distributed cloud, but having the right platforms in place in the right locations in order to do that. But it takes a partner to do that.
Yeah.
F5 can go in and we drop in certain situations, but partners are the ones that are very, very close to the customers. They have that information.
Yeah.
So it's very important for them to engage that way and use that information.
Absolutely. Our knowledge inside of a customer has a lot to do with our knowledge of F5.
Yeah.
And our partner community is helping the customers get to exceptional business outcomes. And we know that surrounds a lot of different technologies and that future state of what are they trying to do inside of their environments and what applications get the right services. So I think the fact that we can actually now handle everything from a legacy monolithic application, a modern application, and then offer what services through distributed cloud that go to modern and legacy is just a awesome opportunity for our customers and our partners to work together to get to that great business outcome. So I'm certainly really excited about it. So just in final question, what's the one or two pieces of advice that you can give to our partner community for right now so that they can help their customers?
Well, advice just directly for them is coming to things like App World, participating in this, and you know what? We're doing this in North America at a couple cities. Obviously, we have our big one, our flagship here in San Jose, but we have a couple other ones that are happening. But also, we're doing a roadshow, so attend one of those. There's tons of information specifically for partners in those ones as well. So take in the knowledge and then take that back to customers and listen. Listen to what they're doing in their environment. Take all that information. You've worked with these customers probably for many years and you know them potentially personally and you know what projects are going on. You have all this information that we've given you now. Let's piece that together, but let's consume a little bit more information around that before we step in and say, okay, we're replacing that ADC that is that vendor's no longer caring about it and we need to get something else in there instead. And so opportunity, you can go in and you can just slap something in there, but you could also take that as an opportunity to say, okay, it's great, we can handle that, but let's take a sec. Let's figure out if you have some other projects going on. Let's figure out what your fiscal year goals are going to be for your overall business. Where can we plug into this? So maybe that opportunity is not just replacing that old ADC, but it's actually helping that customer get to that vision. But it starts with listening in order to map to that roadmap.
That's so great. It is really about that opportunity to understand and be consultative across that customer's outcomes. So it's phenomenal. Well, Buu, thank you. This was super fun for me, getting to flip the script and interview you. And thank you everyone for watching. You can find more videos from F5 App World when you follow us on LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Partner Central, and on F5.com. We'll see you on the next one.